Hey guys, we are back with Marvel Contest of Champions, this time a new story. So we are going to be covering today the brand new heroes that are coming to Marvel Contest of Champions next month. And that's going to be Angela and King Groot. So we all knew that there was going to be Nebula, Yondu and King Groot. We've known that for a little while, but no one saw Angela coming. And no one saw both of these being released next month, and then Yondu and Nebula the month after. So it's really exciting, guys. We actually get to see the models of both of these champions. What I'll do is I'll include the actual picture of King Groot and Angela right now on the screen. I'll just make it pop up in post-production because I am that good at editing. So that'll just pop up now. You can take a little look at the kind of image that was data mined by MCOC Mod and MCOC TrueCost. So just I'd like to say a massive thank you to them. They're always breaking these news stories, and they are pretty much always completely accurate, so it's pretty amazing what they can find. We'll get straight into it, not to make this video too long. We'll just kind of read through bits of it. So in terms of the bio and stuff like that, a lot of you guys will know a lot more than me. I'm not too up on the lore of Marvel in terms of the comics and stuff, so I'm not entirely sure who Angela is. So you can check out that, just pause the video if you want to read through it yourself. What I'll do is I'll move around my cam throughout the video as well, so you guys can, so it's not blocking any text. That's something that I have been struggling with in videos before, where it's blocking text and it's not as easy as for you guys to watch and read along. So yeah, I read this before and it seems really cool. It kind of ties in with the way she looks, obviously. That's how character design works. But yeah, honestly, with the way she looks, it's so cool. Obviously, I'm more hyped for King Groot because it's just a lot more interesting compared to her in terms of the look and the model of the champion. But I haven't yet read the abilities of these champions, so we'll get straight to that. So anyone that wants to read the bio, they definitely can. I myself, I'm going to skip through it for now. So our big thing is the signature abilities. So as Angela enters combat, she gains greater and greater focus, allowing each buff active on her to reduce all nullify abilities chance to trigger against her by X%. So not very good at getting these things around my head, but what I can tell from this is the more buff she has, the less chance of a nullify champion actually being able to nullify her. So in terms of signature ability, it will only work against certain champions, obviously, that can nullify. I don't know whether it's that much of a good signature ability. Hopefully she doesn't need to be good to be duped. I mean, because if that is the case, I don't think this is going to change the champion all that much. Obviously it's really nice, and she's going to be a great utility champ for certain situations. But yeah, we'll get straight past that anyway and go to so next we've got just a description of the attacks. Sword of Stars, Blades of Ichor and Martial Mastery. From what I could tell from reading these, it sounds really cool. You can kind of get an idea of what the animations are going to look like, but we don't know much yet until we actually see them in game. So again, guys, you can pause and read that if you want. It's just, it doesn't give obviously too much information, just an idea of the animations. So the interesting part is this part, and this is where my head just can't take all the information, guys. Honestly, it's absolutely insane. It's just a wall of text, so we'll see what we can do. I'll blast through it as quick as we can. If I'm a little bit dumb and I don't quite understand a part, it's because I'm trying to not make this video 30 minutes long. As I said, a little bit stupid, and it's hard for me to get stuff around my head. So for the first bit, for each % of max health taken in damage, immediately gain a resilience counter. So I'm not sure if resilience has ever been a thing on a champion. Obviously it just sounds like kind of an armor buff, maybe, you know, some kind of armor, resilient to attacks. So that sounds really cool. She's going to be harder to kill the lower she is, so that's not too bad, you know. To immediately gain that resilience as well, she's going to be potentially a good, from reading that first line and the fact that she can stop nullify, she sounds like she could potentially be quite a decent defender, so we'll have to wait and see. When below 100% max health without an active regeneration buff, convert a resilience counter into regeneration buff, healing X amount of health over X seconds. So again, guys, really hard to get around my head. It sounds cool though. Any champion with regen I love. I'm going for Rogue in attempt to try and get her just because I really like her regen, and I haven't got enough regen chance. So maybe there's going to be some Angela crystals, guys. SP1, if there's already a Fury active on Angela, this effect lasts for X seconds instead. I really like that because, I mean, I know with Hulk, if you stun while he's got a Fury up, it lasts for longer, so I kind of like that. It takes a little bit of skill to time everything right and do it, so I'm down for that. If there's already an armor up active on Angela, this effect lasts for X seconds instead. Okay, so again, just a little bit of a varied for a special attack 2. And then SP3, Angela's attack is increased by X for each buff active on her during this attack. Okay then, so it's all about buffs and Fury and armor, and she has regen. It sounds really, really interesting, guys. Again, it's so hard to kind of, I know when Howard the Duck came out, everyone thought he's going to be super hype until it was actually released, so it's really hard to gauge how good a champion is going to be until we actually get them in the game. Again, there's a lot of X values here that we just don't know. So yeah, so far so good from what I can tell. You guys can read a lot of this yourself, if I'm honest, but I just want to cover the SP 1, 2 and 3s because I don't want a 20-minute video, so just going through it myself, seeing if there's anything of note. It's just all to do with buff durations and stuff. It sounds cool, guys, so we'll get straight to the guy that I am most excited for. Look at that face, guys. Look at that model as well. I love the profile picture for King Groot. He would be such a 10 out of 10 champion to have as your profile picture. So again, same with Angela. For anyone that wants to read the bio, go right ahead, pause the video and take a look at that. But we'll get on to the more interesting stuff. So as everyone can see, signature ability is called Unyielding Might. Whenever King Groot falls into a cooldown, he immediately begins to focus on rapidly repairing his cellular damage. Sorry guys. Granting him a regeneration buff and recovering X health over the duration of the cooldown. So again, guys, another regeneration health, another regeneration champ. I really want to just try like 5 crystals at Angela and King Groot. Obviously depending on their X values. We don't know whether they're going to be good yet, guys, but it would be so hyped to have this guy in my roster. And if I can't get him in a crystal, I won't be able to get him in featured, and I'm not going to be able to get him until he comes around as basic. So we'll see, guys. I mean, I'm kind of saving my 5-star shards for Yondu. But in terms of his abilities, so you've got the special attacks here. We'll just blast through this. Obviously, a lot of people can pause and read. So you've got Floral Ferocity, Internal Toxic. Oh god, I'm just gonna stop saying these. Savagery Unleash. So really, really cool names for these specials. I just really want to read this. King Groot sends out his plant material to envelop his opponent and crush them. So kind of like, well, I know it's not Groot, it's King Groot, but kind of like when Groot protected the Guardians in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, he can kind of expand. So that's really cool. It would be cool to see the animations. Realize I've said cool a lot in this video. I'm just really hyped, guys. I'm just really hyped. So we'll get on to the important bit, and yet again, it's a massive wall of text. Whew. Fury. King Groot begins each fight with X Fury buffs, each increasing his attack by X for X seconds. So much unknown information, so much, but I love Fury champs as well. It sounds sick. Fury cooled. When King Groot loses his last Fury charge, he enters a cooldown state for X seconds. While in cooldown, each attack thrown or suffered has an X% chance to cause King Groot to store 1 Fury charge. So interesting. So when he loses his Fury, when he's attacked, he can store Fury charges. So does that mean that if he keeps on storing them and you play a little bit badly, you can kind of let off several charges at once and maybe just gain a ton of damage? I don't know, guys. Fury cool end. So when King Groot's cooldown ends, he immediately gains X Fury buffs plus any additional charges he gained from throwing or receiving attacks during his cooldown state. So he can gain these Fury charges from throwing attacks as well. So it sounds really cool, guys. Fury debuff. Each time King Groot receives a debuff, he shrugs it off after X seconds at the cost of 1 Fury charge. Okay, so that would be really handy for the Iceman with his cold snap, by the sounds of it. Wish I had a King Groot, guys. Poison, X% chance to poison the opponent, dealing X direct damage over X seconds. If King Groot has a Fury buff, he consumes it to apply an additional poison effect. I'm liking this champion, guys. I'm liking this champion. He seems hype. Regen, King Groot overloads his floral cells to gain a regeneration buff, recovering X health over X seconds. If King Groot has a Fury buff, he consumes it to increase the duration of regeneration effects by X%. Whew. So I'm dealing with this champion quite well in terms of trying to understand him. Some of these though going a bit over my head. I can't wait, guys. And then obviously he has a chance to stun. You know, he has regen, fury, poison, everything. Of course, he's gonna have a stun ability as well. So X% chance to stun the opponent for X seconds. If King Groot has fury buff, he consumes it to increase his stun chance by a flat X%. So we're gonna have to see what this all means, guys. But yeah, all I can say is if you're hyped for this champion, guys, I want you to just let me know what you're looking forward to the most in the comment section below. Thank you so much for dealing with me having to throw around my cam on the screen and kind of not understanding this as well as other people probably would. But all I can say is if you've made it this far into the video, definitely drop a like, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.